Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Star Dynasties. Forgot the name of the game for a second there because it's been so long since I last recorded a part. Let me get my timer started and so last part we managed to, for lack of a better way to describe it, usurp the leadership of our league and take control of it for ourselves. So now a lot of these factions are, or well, groups rather, are under the Smith faction now rather than the petty planets or whatever the name of the league was before. I don't even recall now. Which, you know, that's actually quite a bit of stuff that we've managed to do, and I'm pretty sure you're our first ruler. I'm 99% certain our ruler has not died yet. Of course, now that I've said that, they probably will die. Which won't exactly be fun. So now we kind of got to figure out where we want to go from here. Because we have a couple of choices. I would absolutely love to take over the moon systems here. This would effectively finish off reuniting our former leader's realm, but under our leadership, of course, which in many ways I would prefer to do. However, I believe this will take some time, because that is a fair few factions that we need to take over. And they would not approve my demand for them to become my vassal. The only other thing I could think of would be to maybe try to improve relations with you. Do I have anyone particularly adept at that? Not really. My great niece is decent. She's not great. In fact, nobody within my family is exactly great at diplomacy. But it's a question of, is that really worth it, though? Is that really worth it? The other option, and this one is one that I'm actually fairly partial to, would be to head to the Novacore Memory Retention Center down here in Shadir. However, of course, we do need to conquer Shadir first before we can do that. So in that case, we have the option of acquiring a claim here, which, yet again, our great niece is the best person we have for it. It'll take her 6 turns to get that claim. But there's another one we want to take over. I believe it's over here in, Theta Centauri. This is the Enhancement Center. All three of those are, all three of those are really great options. The only thing is, Theta Centauri is kind of a pain to take over because it's part of the low colonies here, which is a fairly long line of factions. Although the thing is, Theta Centauri probably can't get too many allies. She can get about 90 at best. We can apparently muster about 80. That's assuming, of course, we don't somehow manage to get anybody within the low colonies to decide to support us instead. And you can potentially get up to 54, while the best I can get is about 26. Okay, that one would be kind of a pain to take, unfortunately. What about you? You can get about 95, well, 106 at best. I can get 210. I can get a lot more up here. Hmm. Let's see. Any decent? No real good options, it seems. You may accept if I threaten you. But that's a question of, is it worth threatening you? And the answer to that, realistically, is probably not. Okay, the Jackson Union is tiny. But I don't... Yeah, the unfortunate reality is we're not in the best position, in my opinion, for expansion, at least. Expansion that's not a pain in the ass. Unfortunately, I think a lot of our expansion opportunities are going to require a fair bit of work on our part. I'm curious, who is showing up here for... Okay, just those two. Okay. I may have to make use of mercenaries if I decide to go to Sheeter. And thing is, I could take this probably with relative ease, in all honesty. I would just need to make use of mercenaries, unfortunately, because I do not think I can get a large fleet from the looks of it. I can muster about 26 ships at best. To her, 54 at best, and that's not including potential external allies. We're going to go ahead and start acquiring a claim there. I have 2 more points. I think we're going to go ahead and... Okay, I do have a claim here, but it's not great. And part of the reason is that it's a weaker claim, and we lose reputation for going to war against leagues. Right. My daughter is decent, not the greatest. Okay, where do I have to spend some money to potentially improve stuff? Well, actually, I believe part of the plan might have been to rebuild the colony on Alfika that I kind of forgot about, and I don't have the points for it. Although I don't believe I ever had the points for it right now anyway, so... Doesn't really matter. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and end our turn, get ourselves some points. Wonderful. Oh, never mind. I apparently actually did build it, and I don't know why I forgot that I did that. I'm pretty sure we don't have any notable houses here or in the like, because yeah, there's no population here. So, who do we place in charge? I am slightly, well, I don't know if that's the best location for him, but I am slightly inclined to appoint, where was he? Admiral Lobo Smith. Just due to his ludicrous military skill, but again, I don't know if that is the best place to use him. Because unfortunately, it is a decent number of jumps away from any potential combat area. So I don't think it is. Haldus would be a decent place potentially for him. I feel like... I think this region was previously ruled by the Best family. I think we're going to go ahead and place them back in charge, assuming that they were the ones originally there. I may be completely incorrect on that. Okay. The Duke is asking for our assistance in defending his place against a rebellion. Unfortunately, he does not look like he has a good shot of winning. He only has 1 bomber, 1 interceptor, and 2 frigates versus what is already 28 bombers, 20 interceptors, and 24 frigates. You don't have a chance. I could contribute a little bit, but you don't have a chance in hell of winning, dude. So I'm just going to tell you to go kick rocks. Really? How the hell did she fail? That doesn't make any sense. How did she fail? I legitimately don't know. Did he have mercenaries or something? I don't think so. Pretty much everybody went to support the lady. How the hell did she lose? Well, this may save me some time. If she accepts. I want you to become my vassal. Okay, you refuse. You want Alioth. Is Alioth important to me directly? Want to say not really. And I wouldn't mind freeing up some vassal limit, potentially, for future expansion. If you give me 280 monies, I will give it to you. Surprisingly, he had the money, actually. I'm assuming that's your son, right? Yeah. Well, your heir, more specifically. Sure. I suppose I can play nice with the neighbors. Let's go ahead and, you know, I'm relatively decent at military now, so we shall participate ourselves. We're going to fight aggressively because she has 0. You are better, so we are going to fight normally in hopes that we manage to win. And we were killed. What did I say? I told you we were going to die. All because I said that. And daughter has inherited. And okay. We are now very ill. Okay. Is he legitimately living in a different region? Why the hell is it showing him all the way over there? Yes, we shall hold a feast for our coronation. We shall invite everybody who's expecting an invite. Archon Sloan Roland has refused. That is going to be everybody. That pompous idiot is here. There she is, Baroness Caitlin Hughes. As she enters the feasting hall and struts towards you, you can barely contain your disgust. Wow, we really dislike her for some reason. We'll play nice. I must extend her every courtesy, though it makes my skin crawl. The tournament is being held in our honor. We're going to go ahead and have Baron... Oh wow. He probably wouldn't be around for very long, but he'll do a damn good job. Fight aggressively. Fight aggressively. Ooh, and we killed your heir. Whoopsie daisy. Fight aggressively. Oh, against our stepdaughter. Fight aggressively. So long as you have a better military skill, you shall fight aggressively. You take a seat on the titanium throne as the crowd watches. Slowly, Dr. Gazette Smith walks towards you with the crown of House Smith. Okay, apparently repeating my oath to House Smith breaks with tradition, and I lose reputation for failing to respect, or is that failing to respect the ancient traditions or for respecting the ancient traditions? That seems a little bit weird. No, I feel like that's for failing to respect them, considering that it's the same penalty if I just seize the crown. I don't need to do anything. The weight of the crown is burden enough. Your cooks could sprinkle the admiration drug in your guests' food. Oh yes, let's make this party memorable. The guests nibble their sweetmeats. You propose a toast. Every eye, dilated and awestruck, turns to you. To good times, you cry. The hall erupts. Intelligent conversation as stimulating as the blackest synth caffeine. You find yourself seated beside another, enraptured by their conversation. You discuss theocracy and civics, philosophy and folk tales, military strategy and cosmopolitics. With such intelligent partners, conversation becomes an art form. The feast in honor of your coronation was largely a success, and the guests depart in fine humor. Wonderful. Honestly, I would not mind giving this to you because it is literally a dead-end system. Give me some money and you can have it. That one is going to be a negative. Sure. Nope, sorry. No divorce. Okay. The Duchess has found out that the Baron heir of the petty systems or whatever is in an intimate relationship with us. Are we married? I don't think we are. Oh no, we are. Just ignore that he's like 40 years older than us. Ooh. Dr. Gazette Smith was cleaning the case that contained the admiration drug, but made a discovery. The solvents reacted with the powder's traces, creating a vapor with similar properties. It relaxes the subjects, makes them more trusting. It only gives me 6 turns of diplomacy score, while this one is a... Well, presumably this just jumps everybody up to pleased, but it doesn't necessarily stay there permanently. We'll organize a night of laid-back revelry for House Smith. I've refined the admiration vapor. This version encourages subjects to worship a new object, such as yourself, and reject old ties. This vapor could coerce a foreigner to join our house, since they must be continually exposed to keep them pliable. We have only enough for one person. Okie dokie. Travelers claim a mining installation has become more efficient overnight. Moreover, the miners now worship a so-called glorious master. Curious. Oh, that doesn't sound great. Sir Emmett Sexton claimed to have some dirt on Duchess in... Oh, okay. Okay, buddy. Let's see what she's up to. I got the money. And we have found out that she is in an intimate relationship with her negotiator. Okay. First, I need to get a new head of diplomacy, and I don't have anyone who's any good at this, and the one person who is decent at it is actually significantly better at military. But sure. We're going to have Assis Farley go ahead and take over as our negotiator, because she is the best option we have there. We have a bloodline point to spend on something. Would not mind diplomats in blood for that free diplomacy right now. Okay, I could try that, but first things first, I think realistically I would want to improve our situation here. So we're just going to go ahead and dump a bunch of people onto building up Alfika here as quickly as possible. Yes, I know that that's kind of the whole reason why we have people going there right now, game. Thank you very much for that info. Do I want to take control of the Hunt Confederation from you? I would much rather have them surrender to me directly, because I would hope that that would allow me to... Give me a second. Felt like I had a sneeze coming on. As I was saying, I believe... No. Demand allegiance, they would become a vassal faction of mine. Never mind. So there's really no difference beyond that. This one is super negative and is me specifically asking them to join me, while the other one is me demanding the leader hand them over. Which, I mean, is an option, technically speaking. You guys split up for some reason. That's interesting. Can't do anything about it, but it is interesting nonetheless. You may accept if I threaten you, but I think I want to wait the 5 turns to get that claim before I do that. Ooh, okay. I don't know where that came from. Did you always have this as an option to build? I don't feel like you did. Also, now I'm curious. Have you guys built up your fleets as much as you should? Because if not, I may want to dump some people on rebuilding your fleets. Especially for those of you that are along the borders like this. You guys are decent, I suppose. Oh, never mind. You are apparently our heiress. I'm going to go ahead and appoint a guardian to you. And it's going to be Baron Lobo Smith. Okay. I don't really have much to spend it on. You would accept if I demand you specifically join me, but the thing is that would absolutely piss off the Solus sector, and I don't think I really want to fight them if I can avoid it. They have a potential max fleet of 261. Well, I suppose I should probably look at along the borders technically, so I could maybe get 77 ships. You'd have 182 there. If I were to do Epsilon Indy, well, I would not actually able to look at that one right now, fortunately. We'll just sort of guesstimate based off of here, which would get me maybe 131, while you'd potentially have 153. There would be 166 potentially, although that is assuming no cutoffs. If I take this, that cuts that off. Although I believe others can still join, but it does hamper the range. And I wouldn't mind going up here and just kind of finishing off that part of space, honestly. Similar thing with going here to the Gates faction. It would just secure one part of the galaxy so I can just kind of forget about it, except for dealing with the inevitable rebellions that will occur. Okay, can I extort you? No. I'm going to go ahead and just reveal that I know that you are sleeping with your negotiator. I'm sure nothing bad will happen as a result. Oh, and it was the Petty Federation. Finally figured out the name. No, sorry, I'm too busy to attend your feast. Same with you, I'm afraid. Okay, let's deal with this right away. We shall levy a fine against you. Give me some money. That's what you get for doing whatever the bad thing was. I did not pay attention because I don't really care. Archon Sloan Roland has demanded that Duchess Inoki Lamb push the Blackheart Alliance's claim to be Master of Sheeter. Ooh, I'm not a fan of that. And she refused. And then he proceeds to declare war anyway. Interesting. You know what? He's a decent diplomat. I'm gonna go ahead and say yes for nothing in return. Unfortunately, I've already chosen a negotiator, so it's a little too late. A miner from Algiba seeks an audience. Your Grace, I come from Algiba's mining station. Baroness Megan Strong drugged our water supply with a powder that makes men worship her. I've seen friends work themselves to death singing her praises. I only escaped because I was trapped by a cave-in. I almost died of thirst, but my mind became clear. Ooh. Well. Baroness, that's not exactly swell of you. But you're vengeful, so you would probably try to screw me over somehow if I revealed a secret. But we're gonna do it anyway. The galaxy must know. Just ignore that we did the same thing. We totally didn't do that. An interesting vagabond is passing through the port on Terrabellum. The man used to be an important serf of House Fisher, but was maligned and outcast when a noble took a dislike to him. He could be a useful source of knowledge about Baron Magar Fisher. We're not gonna torture him. That's just cruel. And we're not cruel, are we? No, we're just greedy and fickle. And cowardly, but greedy and fickle are the main ones. Let's not stoop to exploiting this man and give him a job in the tanks if he wants it. At least he can rebuild his life. Okay, it seems like he didn't pass any information along, which is a shame. Oh, okay, I need a new council member for this. We're gonna go ahead and appoint... You guys are pretty close, but this guy gets a plus. For being just slightly better than my husband. Okay, so see, this is where it becomes a case of, are you sure you don't want to join my faction? I could help you in your defensive war against the Blanchard line. Well, technically the low count colonies. Although they're too far away to actually directly attack you, so they're going to be effectively forcing the Blanchard Alliance, who said they don't care to fight, to press their own claim. To proceed to fight, to press the claim. Because the head honcho said, no, you're doing it anyway. That is pretty much exactly how that's going to play out. Why the hell would I do that? I suppose I should also go ahead and start planning an attack here. That'll make life easier in the event that we have to actually invade. But I'm hopeful that combined with a claim, they will say, okay, no, you're right. You are the rightful owner of this system. We'll see, I suppose. You're claiming that I should keep an eye on her. Oh, well, it would help if I'm looking at the right person. Why are you so pissed at me? I don't know, because unfortunately, is it really just because I made you... Well, it wasn't even you. It was my rock here, I believe. I don't know why you're so pissed off at me. Wonderful. Lester Petty reported that Baron Air Oral Petty is in an intimate relationship with you. Yes. We're aware, although... Okay. Yeah, that's just your brother. I don't know why that matters, really. No. Yes, I'm gonna warn the other one. No. Those two need to stop fighting one another. Is someone trying to tarnish our social standing? Oh. I should take this matter seriously. Full rent... no, that's really not that expensive. Honestly. Dump 30 money into it, we make that in a turn. Okay, and another one. Let's not stoop to exploiting him. Just give him a job if he wants it. Okay, and what did he divulge? We found out that Mistress Noel Fisher spread dissent on Didam at Baron Magar Fisher's request. That doesn't seem particularly useful. I mean, I suppose I can reveal it. Doesn't really do anything in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and champion Duke Neil Wyatt's claim to be the ruler there. And we're going to very quickly crush this rebellion. Come now, dude. Do you really think you're going to get the support you need to win this? Unless he has a shit ton of money to buy a ludicrous amount of mercenaries, he ain't winning this. I don't really have anybody else I can ask to invite. Or at least it is worth asking. Pretty much everybody else will contribute nothing or is going to tell me to go kick rocks. So we're just going to go ahead and launch with the numbers we have here. He wants us to retreat. We're going to tell him no. And what does he have? He has Blitz and Relentless Push. Both of which are whatever the ammo sign is. So, Tactical Abandon Policy. So whichever one he chooses will counter it. Assuming he chooses one of those. But he just chose a regular attack. And very quickly, 1, We conquered this. I'm going to be honest, I really would kind of be inclined to place somebody else in charge, but I suppose it is a question of if there is anybody from the other notable house or a claimant. Well, no other claimant. So, do I have anybody from House Gregory here that I can place in charge? Well, you're the wrong House Gregory. You're the other House Gregory. I need the one with the blue flag. Here we go. Sir Makasi Gregory shall be placed in charge. We will give this to the Wyatt faction because we were just re-establishing their rule. Of course, I probably could have left them to their own devices and they would have dealt with it, but I just didn't care to wait. Husband has lost interest in us, and now he's right back in love with us. Apparently, he's bipolar. Duke Malak Lam wants us to support the combat in Algol. Who is that? Yep, okay. That's just another local lord. And you want my support. I will give you support if you give me money. Nope, okay. House Hunt overthrew. House Hunt overthrew House Hunt of Algol. Okay, sure. And Duke Lorimier Hunt is now the ruler of the Hunt Confederation. Okay. And I am facing public pressure to make my husband... Fine, I guess I can put him in charge of administration. It's his best skill. And he's not that much worse than the current guy. Okay, so... The Jackson Union wants my support in invading Delta Pavonis, controlled by the McLean Kingdom. Oh no, excuse me, no, he's defending himself from them. Okay, that's slightly different. Okay, I would take 4 reputation points for going to war. Or a penalty of 4 reputation for going to war. But I would gain 3, at least with him, for helping him defend his system. It's a question of, is that worth it? If he was my vassal, yes. But he's not. And I just don't really think he has the support necessary to win. But she still proceeds to fail to conquer it. Okay, I'm not sure how that happened. Karen Smith found a chest of old family heirlooms. It's mostly old documents and letters, but a coin embossed with a name and coordinates within Zetakila catches your attention. They point to a large asteroid. Strange, you think? There are no records of a colony ever being established there. Orbiting the asteroid, your scanners detect a structure on the surface. As the complex rises up below you, Karen Smith gasps, "It's a prison." It was. You correct him. No lights, no guards, no prisoners. You step through a hole blown through the entrance building. We should hurry. This place reeks of violence. Let's sweep the armory. I don't know why I expected anything else, you say, taking in the ravaged armory. You inspect the large safe at the far end. The doors are blown off. You notice scratches on the ground. Oh, that doesn't sound great. Help me with this, you say to Karen Smith. Together, you manage to move the safe, revealing a hole in the wall. Oh, never mind. Behind it, stolen trinkets. You recognize some of them as being stolen from Zedekiah. As its acting duke, you confiscate them all. Suddenly, you hear a faint crash. Karen Smith urges you to leave. Let's sweep the med center. Ooh. You turn around and face a small gang of bandits. Okay. Because I'm the head of House Smith, and killing me will mean the end of you all, you reply slowly. A bald brute with a gun in one hand and a saber in the other starts laughing. We know who you are, just wanted to test you, he says, his smile revealing several diamond teeth. Leave now and never return. There's nothing of value for you here, only pain. Do we have a mutual agreement? You nod. That was close, Karen Smith says. What should we do about this place? Seize it. It will prove valuable in the long run. After a tough battle, you seize the prison asteroid. Wonderful. My husband's niece now has control of prison defenses here. Okay, Lamb Federation. We got one more turn on that. We're going to go and end this part here, and I'll see you all next time, where we're going to try to diplomatically get the Lamb Federation to join us. Otherwise, we go to war to take over Sheeter. But until then, goodbye and farewell.